Yeah, well, a deeper question maybe related. What is yoga for you, or how did yoga help to improve, or yeah, for sure, improve your life or change what things change in yourself with
Well, that's a
yoga?
great question. That's like I feel like I'm honored to be able to share and talk about how the
Yeah, yeah,
25
because
years
then people
of
listening to this will get inspired for sure.
So I came to yoga on a stumble when I picked up a book called Meditations of a Yogi, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And that book started off by saying that yoga is to find God. And it was a real shock when I was 19, but it presented me with a conundrum, a mental dilemma, a conundrum. Because up until that point, I just said there is no God. But suddenly I read, and yoga is to find God. And notice the trick of the English words here. It didn't say anything about there is a God. It didn't say anything about there is no God. It didn't say anything about believe in a God. It just simply said that if you want to find it, here's the path. Good luck. Which is really bad because one, you realize from the writer that he's honest, meaning it's immediately there's that honest that we started with about I'm going to be honest and look, it's available and here you go. So now you got to take the path. And then so that's yoga. So then a second ago when we looked at the words, the words is just because it's easier to say glow when we glow like the divine, like God, right? Like when we are, this is who we are, the light, the shine, the God, the goddess, whatever word you want to give it, it's real, it's there, you felt it. Any person listening has felt it. If you're a child, when you got your favorite gift in Christmas, when you're an adult, when you had your favorite moment with your lover, no offense, we have moments of this awareness of this beauty that we are quite a lot in our life, but they're very fast, very they're very glimpsed, and then we go back to the tensions of life. So that's the glow, and it's available, and it requires its own practice, and it takes time, and it also doesn't take time at all if you just allow it.
Hmm.
But as 19, and as much as that tricked me, meaning the idea was like, wow, that's possible, but then how? What is it? Today, at 25 years later, I can say that when you hear the word yoga is to find God, that should be enough. That's why my other teacher, Patabi Joyce, used to say it all the time. If you asked him the same question you just asked me, Patabi Joyce wouldn't hesitate. He would just say, yoga is to find God. But most of us think of yoga as doing poses, meditation as trying to
Hmm.
focus the mind. And so for me, I have this book. That's all I have. And the next sentence is, well, yoga is learning how to how to stop the thoughts. And so then you realize, okay, that I can do, or at least I can try. So you sit and you begin to realize that you do think. Maybe you were aware of it before, but I think for me, until it was presented in that kind of a sentence, it was just never a thought. Of course, I was aware of my dreams, and I was aware that I have internal feelings and I have internal thoughts about this exam and that exam and this person, that person. But it just never dawned on me that it was consciously possible the way the sentence is. Yoga is to stop the thoughts. Now, the English again is both wonderful because, again, yoga is to find God. That's a wonderful way of opening the mind. But when we say yoga is to stop the thoughts, the English is limited, really. And you're going to try to sit down and really apply what you think is the stop, which is when you stop the car or when you stop yourself from walking. But that's sadly not gonna work that way, and I only know that after 25 years of practicing.
Hmm.
Either way, at the time, I think that's the practice. Fantastic. I gotta sit and stop my thoughts. I can walk and watch my thoughts. I can drive my car and watch my thoughts. So I am doing this all the time. I am trying to stop my thoughts, and it's not easy, and it's not possible actually. It would be about 8 years before I would meet the writings of a Zen master who said, well, yoga is not about stopping the thoughts. Meditation is not about stopping the thoughts. That's never going to happen. And then I felt relaxed suddenly. It was not just me feeling like I'm failing for 8 years. It's just not gonna, that's not gonna happen. What you do in meditation is you learn how to pay attention to whatever it is without getting distracted with the thoughts. So the way he said it, the way the Zen master said it, meditation is not about stopping the thoughts, but rather allowing your thoughts to stay on whatever it is that you're paying attention to. And the other thoughts to just keep flowing. Why are you trying to stop them? You are wasting your mental energy. And that also rang true because after 8 years of regular practice, I realized that when I do my Ashtanga practice, when I do my meditation practice, I can keep my awareness on my breathing, on my body, and I can keep the 5 breath, and I can keep consciousness, but I'm also aware of the fact that there's other sounds in my head. I'm aware there's other people in the room. I'm aware that there are windows. So the same awareness that I have now, like there's a wall behind me, there's wind, there's the sounds of the ocean, there's cars driving. I'm aware of all those things, and yet I don't have to hold on to them like we tend to hold on with the thoughts. And most of the time, we're too busy, and that's why we keep ourselves busy. And that's part of the idea of work. So that when you work, you don't sit with your ruminating thoughts. Most of us have these weird negative thoughts all the time. It's just sadly a human condition. And all you have to do is watch the media. Why is the media full of negativity? Well, because that's what's exciting us. That's what we're going to think about. So it's not about learning to stop the thoughts. It's more about learning how to redirect our awareness. And then when I met Devadatta, since I just mentioned him a moment ago, when I met Devadatta, he really transformed both my ability to communicate and my ability to take what I understood about practice and then take it to another dimension. Because I never started yoga from physical or sitting meditation, because yoga was always about how to find God, then when I've had these moments of awareness and then I could connect them, like when I'm surfing, or like when I am with my family, or when with my lover. So these moments became awareness that, look, this God, this heaven, this enlightenment is all around us. And of course that when I get into an accident, it's hard to see it clearly. And when I don't do as well as an exam when I was in college, I don't feel as well. Or when my lover leaves me, I don't feel as well. And then you're in your head more. And then, yes, you learn that these practices are just to get you out of your head, and maybe they're therapeutic. You do them, and if you got in an accident, you feel better. And if your lover left you, you kind of feel better after practice than you did if you didn't do the practice. So that feels very therapeutic, and that's why yoga kind of ended up here. But when I met Devadatta, and he pointed out, well, look, the awareness, this quality of being awareness, not awareness of something, but the fact that you are awareness. That is the divine, that is the quality of enlightened people. And then I realized that yoga practice hones your ability to be aware. So if you do yoga regularly, suddenly when you're driving the car, you're more aware of the world around you. If you're walking, you're more aware of the things around you. All you have to do is look today, even with the social distancing, even with that, you see people walking and you can really notice that they're not really aware, but you have to be aware. And now that you listen to this, awareness is really easy. Oh, awareness. Oh, yes, I can be aware. Yes, I was aware that the wind touched me. I was aware that I'm wearing a shirt. I was aware that I take an inhale. I was aware that I have a baby toe. I was aware that I have a sneeze. I'm aware that I'm sitting in a chair. I'm aware that I heard a sound. You're aware. And after 25 years of practicing yoga, and as I continue to age and my body changes, and I have a variety of other things that go on in life, I'm more and more connected to what a Iyengar said when he was 85 years old. That when he dies, he does yoga so that when he dies, he can leave this body with consciousness, with awareness.
Hmm.
Most of us leave the body without any awareness. With the deathbed, we're wishing we had more time. We wish we did things that we could have changed. Spend the last few years of our lives, sadly, ruminating about the past. And when you do meet people who are in their 90s and 100s and they have a filled happiness in their heart, then you get a feel to this sentiment that we just talked about. Like they're just aware and they're much more relaxed and they're not so in the past and holding on to things. So again, going back to a brand new student, I know that that's what yoga is going to do for them. So I'm aware that when I tell a brand new student, look, you should come to my class, and it's a good sequence, and it's good for you, and it's going to be good for you, and I just need to have a sequence that will help get you to come back tomorrow. And if you come back tomorrow, then I can get you to come back the next day. And if you come back the next day, it's in the next day. And if you come for 30 days, then you know what yoga can do for you. And if you do it for a year, then you know what yoga does for you. And when you do it for 10 years, you know how hard it was to do yoga, but you know how good it was for you. And when you do it for 30 years, you know how hard it was to do it, and how everyone else around you was thinking, are you crazy? You still do that weird thing called yoga?
Hmm.
But you know that it was good for you, and not because it kept you healthy. You know, one of my teachers, a man named David Williams, he's been doing Ashtanga since he's 19. He's 65 or 66, and he's got arthritis in his thumbs. So, you know, what is he going to look in the mirror and say, I did yoga for 30 years and I got arthritis, so yoga gave me arthritis? No. And he's not going to look in the mirror and say, yoga's going to fix my arthritis. No. But he's able to look in the mirror and be calm, and be okay, and still do yoga practice. And that, in my opinion, is, for me, the real magic of yoga. And in the process, we have Instagram and take your pictures, and you're gonna feel better, and you're gonna have better sex, and you're gonna shine, and you're gonna look younger, and you're gonna change your diet just because you do yoga every day, and you're gonna. But you know, those all those other things I just said is when you do it every day, but more than 365 days. And
Oh,
365 days doesn't mean I have to do it every day for 365 days, but doing 10 out of 365, sadly, doesn't count towards those other benefits you hope to get.
okay, great. Yeah, yeah, really, yeah, inspiring. Yeah, and well, hopefully, yeah, as you say, people now when they see this, they will start to become a little bit more aware, at least that's. Yeah, I believe also is the power and the magic, as you say, of yoga, bringing the awareness, yeah, to ourselves, and then with the first with our inner world, and then the external world.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't
Thank
know if I have.
you. Oh, that was really great. I mean, I wasn't expecting these questions, so thank you.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Thank
And
you, yeah, for the answers. Were
welcome.
amazing, and yeah, I guess again, all the people that see this will, yeah,
Hopefully share it. I'm gonna put it on
yeah,
the social media. I'm gonna edit a little bit, and there'll be sections, and there'll be a possibility of watching the whole thing. So if you're watching this section and it's only a section, just look for a link somewhere, and you can get to see the rest of it. And if you just did watch all of it, I hope it was beneficial for you, and I hope that you get something from this. But really, this is the type of activity that Juan and I are going to be engaged in our retreat. And if you submit questions, if you are live with us and ask questions, we'll be able to direct the answers to your experience and how to help you navigate the dimensions of yoga, wellness, nutrition, and lifestyle well-being. Juan, I
yes,
really want to thank you for
yeah, yeah.
both taking part in the retreat, for choosing to come down here in a few weeks. I can't wait to be with you and share this with everyone.
Thank you, and yeah, thanks for this amazing weekend
You're
together.
welcome. Have an awesome day. Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.